What's up, friends? Brian Leyland here for the Other West Coast. Just wanted to make a video today about how my wife and I paid off $10,000 in debt in less than 6 months and how you can too. Now, for starters, when we got married back in March 2014, I came into the marriage with about $10,000 worth of credit card debt, some small debt for my LASIK surgery, and just a couple other small things. And we both decided real quickly we wanted that gone, right? Because those were just debt that was hanging around. It was monthly payments that were taking away from our monthly cash flow. So we definitely decided we wanted that gone quickly. Now, at the time, we were making about $55,000 take home, or excuse me, $55,000 gross. So our take home was about $40,000, roughly $4,000, maybe $3,800 a month, $4,000 a month, something like that. And really, what we decided to do was just make a tight budget. We lived off much less than we made, and so we were paying about $2,000 a month. Right? So we started June of that year, and we finished December 31st of 2014. So it was slightly less than 6 months. Now, that was what we did, right? And so I want to talk to you folks today about how you can do it too. And I put together a couple steps here that I think are going to be really helpful as you walk your own journey for paying off debt. Now, the first thing you need to do is identify your why. Why do you want to pay off debt? Now, that may seem like a silly question because who doesn't want to pay less debt, right? Or who doesn't want to have less debt, right? But this is important because if you don't know your why, the sacrifices you'll have to make to get it done won't happen because they won't feel like they're worth it to you. So, when identifying your why, you'll have to ask questions like, am I doing this because I want more cash flow every month? Do I want to be able to take care of my family better? Which is always a good reason. There's a number of different reasons out there. Obviously, they're going to be specific to your situation. You just have to sit down. If you're single, obviously, then it's just your decision. But if you're married, or whatever the case may be, you have to have that conversation with your significant other and determine what your why is. Now, step 2, make a budget. Again, this may seem pretty obvious, but most people, from my understanding, do not have written budgets. I certainly did not for the first 27 years of my life. I'm 31, so even now it's still a fairly new thing to me. Determine what you make every month, what you're actually bringing home, your take-home pay, and then determine what your expenses are every month. Now, I'm not even saying you need to cut anything out of there. It may be that your budget is already fairly lean and you don't need to cut anything. Most of us do have some pretty wasteful spending though, and there's always room to make cuts for most of us. So, step 3, work an extra job. Now, again, this may be something that is challenging depending on your personal situation. I mean, if you're working 40 hours a week, it's not going to be tons of fun working beyond that because you're tired and you want to relax. But if you really want to kickstart your debt payoff experience, getting an extra job will really help you throw extra money at that pile of debt, and it definitely gets your confidence up as you see that pile getting smaller and smaller even faster. Now, the next step here is celebrating milestones, right? If you have $100,000 in debt, maybe you should celebrate with, I don't know, going out for ice cream or a meal or something, right? Every time you pay off $10,000 in debt. I don't necessarily support the idea of going out and just, going wild every time you have a milestone because that'll set you back. But determine beforehand a small celebration that you want to do each time. You hit those milestones and then do that. All right, so the next step, don't be afraid to scale down your lifestyle. Now, this is a tough one for a lot of us because we live in a culture of keeping up with the Joneses, but you don't need a brand new car. You don't need to go on a vacation every year or every 6 months or however often you do. If you make these small adjustments, especially while you're paying off debt, as Dave Ramsey likes to say, you live like no one else so that later you can live like no one else. That is definitely true when paying off debt. So I would definitely suggest if you have ways in which you can scale down your lifestyle, definitely do that, at least for the time being, because it will augment your ability to pay off debt faster, and it'll feel so sweet when you get there. The last thing, don't listen to haters. When you're trying to pay off debt, this is going to be something that a lot of people don't do, especially successfully. A lot of people try, but it doesn't work out for them. And people, may hate on you for that. That's totally normal. Don't listen to it. I've had people, or I've certainly heard of people, telling others don't you don't need to pay off debt, you have all the time in the world to do that. That's nonsense. Listen, paying off your debt will increase your ability to do what you want to do with your money, whether that be saving for your future, for your children's future, being able to support your family better, being able to have more fun, whatever the case may be for you, it will definitely help you do that. So again, also remember too, if someone's hating on you, I wouldn't take it personally. It's probably just highlighting something that's an insecurity in their life. All I would say is just, don't let it get to you, and maybe even encourage them. Who knows, that might be the impetus they need to take that next step for themselves. So there you have it, folks. That's how we paid off $10,000 in debt in less than 6 months, and that's how you can do it too. Now, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and comment in the section below. I'll be happy to hit you back if you have any questions. Peace.